In this video tutorial, I'm going to show you how to add an inline image into a text block and add a CSS rule to style it, thereby creating a wrapped text effect around an inline image. So to begin with, you'll notice that we come back to our page, and although we had in a previous video aligned our content in this left cell to the top of the cell, we hadn't done the same to this main content cell in our table. So I'm going to click inside here to begin with and go down to click inside this content cell, go down to the property inspector, and I'm going to click on the very bottom left hand side of the property inspector. There's a vertical pop-up menu. Click on that, and I'm going to say top. And so now I'm sure that this is aligned top, even so you didn't really see much of a difference, but we can move this text around now and it'll stay centered. So if I go down here and add more blank lines, you can see that it will remain to the top of the cell. I'm going to position my cursor where I want to add an image. So I'm going to position the cursor at the beginning of the third line in this block of text. And this is where I'm going to add a small image. And I'm going to go over to the Insert panel and double click on the Insert tab to open up my Insert panel. And I want to go down to Images to add an image. So I click Images, click Image, and I'm going to locate this small picture of a red dog that I'm going to put in there. And this is just a small 48 by 48 pixel iChat icon from Apple. And I'm going to click Open. It asked me for alternate text, so this is the text that would be read if we had a user who was visually impaired, who had text-to-speech turned on in their browser. So we want to put something in there that describes this image very briefly, and then click OK. Now you see the image in there, however the text is not wrapping as yet. So to make the text wrap around this image, we're going to create a new CSS rule that we can apply to the image. And to do that, we go to the panels over here once again, and I'm going to double click on Insert to collapse it so I can see my CSS Styles panel. And at the bottom of the CSS Styles panel, once again, let's locate the little plus, the little page with the plus sign on it to create a new CSS rule. Click on that. And this time we're going to create a class rule. Now, so far in this course, you have, along with my tutorials, created an ID rule for the banner, you recall, and also a tag rule we've used for the body of our web page. And we've also already used a compound type of rule, which was to style heading 1 or H1 inside the banner. And in fact, the last time we did that, we used the display none rule to hide our heading 1 text inside the banner, you recall. This time, we're going to use a class rule. Class rules can be applied to pretty much any element on your web page. So graphics, text, divs, all sorts of different elements. We're going to use it to style our small little red dog image. So select class and give this class rule a name. Now, class rules, the difference between these and ID rules, for example, is that class rules can be applied to multiple elements. So we can add image after image after image to our text and use this same rule to make all of the images look the same in the page. And that's different from the ID rule, which is unique to one element, such as the banner. So this class rule we can apply to all of our images, and we'll say specifically though we're going to create this classroom for images that we want to be positioned on the left of a text block. So image left, we'll call it. You can make up any name you want here, or any class rule for that matter, but this is my example. Then I click OK. And now I am going to create this class rule. All I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the block category. The box category. And the first thing I'm going to do is say float left. So I want my image left class to float the images to the left. Float means it's going to move to the left of whatever context it's within. So within that cell, or within that table, within that div, it'll move it to the left. We're not going to add any padding. However, we are going to add a margin. And we're going to add a margin all the way around the image. And I'm going to make it 3 pixels just to make sure that I push all the text off from around the image. And then the last thing I'm going to do is go to border, and I'm going to add a border from the pop-up list of borders. I'm going to choose a solid, maybe I'll do a double border. Double border. I'm going to make it 1 pixel all the way around. So there's going to be a border on the top, right, bottom, left, 1 pixel all the way around. And I'm going to choose a color for it. I'm going to use this dark gray color. And then I can't click apply because I don't have any object selected to apply it to as yet. So I'm just going to simply click OK and experiment with it and see how it looks. So I'm going to click OK. To see how it looks on my image, I select the image. So make sure you've selected the image that you're going to apply the rule to. And go to the property inspector at the bottom of Dreamweaver and click on the class pop-up menu. And now you see here's the new rule that we've applied. Here, image left, we're going to choose that. And there you go. There's our little image, our border, which is really hard to see. We need to make it a bit bigger if we want to see those double lines. But you can see the text is wrapping around it, and we've got 3 pixels on the top, 3 pixels on the bottom, and because there's a new line down here, we've got a little bit more space at the bottom of it. But nevertheless, it looks pretty good. You can move this image around too in different places, and it'll still apply that same rule to it. You can see there that it'll wrap the text around it. So that is how to add an inline image and to apply a CSS class rule to it.